Welcome back to another part of Christine's Care. I think we might be going near the end now, because we're going the Hannah route or whatever. That's the route I decided on. Is it like the fourth hour we're playing? Let's add some water. Alright, let's get on to it, shall we? Continue, or whatever. Page 2. It's a gorgeous day. The sun hangs high among the trailing wisps of clouds. Everything feels wonderful, and I can tell that Hannah is in a fantastic mood this morning. Outside we go for our usual walk through the planted trees, enjoying each other's company. So, this uniform, yes? Do they make a version with a skirt? What? I told you I want to see you in something different. Hannah, you know Doris wouldn't approve. You need to look professional. Yes. But don't you get tired of wearing that all day? A little, yes, but it's worth it to be here with you. I mean to help you with your recovery. Oops, keep it professional, Christine. Afterwards, she says she isn't interested in sitting around the fire pit. Instead, she wants to head back to her room to show me something. What exactly do you have upstairs? You'll see soon enough. Her stepmother is currently absent from home, running errands, or so I was told. Most likely she's making a trip to the grocery store as well as restocking a dwindling collection of vintage wines, something neither of us have any qualms about whatsoever. Once Hannah is back in her sacred space, I'm instructed to sit on the bed while she wheels over to her closet. And close your eyes. Why? Come on, humour me. Is this really necessary? Yes, it's the official rule of any impending surprise. Now hurry up and close your eyes. Alright, but don't do anything funny. Come on, would I do something like that? Nope. Unable to hold back her smile, she chuckles as I finally oblige her request. I hear the closet slide open, followed by the rustling of clothes and the sounds of effort as she struggles to retrieve something hidden away. Are you okay, Hannah? Yup, just peachy. There, just a moment. The sound of metal clasps springing loose partially startles me as I wait for the grand reveal. Okay, you can open your eyes now. As I open my eyes, I sit and wonder as Hannah settles in comfortably, her fingers delicately adjusting the tuning pegs of her acoustic guitar. The guitar, a warm shade of golden yellow with a hint of gloss, reflects the sunlight filtering through the nearby window. She cradles the instrument naturally, leaning into its familiar shape as she begins to play. Her focus is entirely on the strings beneath her fingers. When did you get that? I've had this for some time. It was just tucked away in the back. I didn't feel like playing for a while, if you know what I mean. Do you remember anything you've learned? Yeah, there are a couple of pieces I can still recall, but I've actually been working on something on my own recently. That's great. I had no idea. Can I hear it? Thought you'd never ask. Plucking a pick from a hidden compartment in her guitar case, Hannah readjusts herself before beginning her performance. Once she's tuned it to her satisfaction, she starts with a slow rhythmic strum. A soothing melody fills the room, bringing focus and clarity as she closes her eyes and listens closely. Pleasantly surprised by what I'm hearing, I sit on the edge of my seat, captivated by her heavenly voice.
You've held me down for long enough. Now I hear the sound of sweet freedom. Before I go, you should know I know how to forgive, but I will never forget, no.
The pick pauses, leaving me wanting more. No, don't stop, keep going. That's all I have for the lyrics. It's still a work in progress. Wow, it was amazing. Why didn't you tell me you could play and sing? I guess I wanted to get back into the flow of things before I mention anything. Well, you shouldn't be embarrassed. It was really good. Thanks. Nice to know I haven't lost my touch. So, who's the song about? Is it someone I know? Let's just say I wrote it about someone close to me. Sounds like someone It meant a lot to you. I hope I get to meet them someday. A simple nod is all she offers in response. How long have you been playing the guitar? I took lessons about 3 years ago. Do you take any singing lessons too? Just a couple. I felt I had a good grasp on that to begin with, though. Looks like you're a natural then. Do you have any other songs that you wrote? She smiles again, her cheeks tinged with a slight blush. Yeah, I have a few other pieces I can play. Well, don't keep me waiting. Let's hear them. I'll need the rest of my notes, but sure, why not? After a brief search among the bins in her closet's top shelf, we find her sheets of lyrics and scores. Watching her reconnect with her past is a joy I wouldn't trade for anything. She continues to sing late into the afternoon, only putting her guitar away upon hearing her stepmother's heels click and clack in the main hall downstairs. Sounds like she's back. It's a good thing too. I was beginning to think she was cutting back on the wine. Hannah, she's not that bad. Hey, there's no need to lie here. Her smile turns mischievous as she takes pride in her jest. I think that's enough for one day anyway. You know, I was serious earlier. You have a real knack for this. I appreciate the encouragement. I don't know if I'm that good. Hey, what happened to I haven't lost my touch over here? I mean, I'm not bad, but I don't know if I could compete with other artists. Well, I'd watch your show anytime, anywhere. Yeah, and you'd be my only fan in the audience. I'm sure an audience of one is a show for the ages. Hey, I'm being serious, Hannah. You should keep it up. Who knows where it could take you? It's just something to think about. I suppose so. Maybe next time we go to the city we could hit up a karaoke bar, maybe even an open mic if we find one. Whoa, hold on there. I like writing and playing at home. I'm not looking to be on the road touring well next week. Alright, I'll back off. I play one song and you're suddenly you're my manager. Wait, are you the therapist by day and a band manager by night? You have to tell me if you are. Shush, before someone hears you and I have to start fending off other artists. Let's just say I know when to start when I see one. Have I given you my card yet? We hold out as long as we can before we're both finally cracking up. We laugh over the notion until our cheeks are sore and our chuckles fade into thin air. A short pause ensures Hannah turns her gaze to the weathered case beneath her hands. From the way she lingers on the guitar case, it's evident she's taken my words to heart, no matter how silly they may have sounded just moments before. But I notice how awkwardly the case sits on her lap, straddled between the armrests of her wheelchair. Thus my fantasy partially fades as I found myself focused on the chair, wondering if she'll ever be free of this mechanical burden. I should just focus on her routines, get her back on track. After all, it's my job. Only, is it really what she needs right now? Encourage her. Thinking, fuck it, there's plenty of time left for her routines. Besides, it's not like they or ourselves are going anywhere. You know what? Don't put it away quite yet. What? Why? Just play another song, something you know or something you wrote, whatever you feel like. Just keep playing. Shouldn't we be doing some exercises or something? We haven't really done much today. We will get to it afterwards. Trust me, there's plenty of time for that. For now, let's just enjoy ourselves and take pleasure in something we both love. You get to play, and I get to show all to myself. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Woo! My God. Radiant is the smile that answers me, and in turn I instantly adopt a similar countenance. For a moment I'm thinking there's nothing more beautiful in this entire world. Nothing that could hope to compare to the sight of true happiness. It's a moment I never want to end. The guitar case snaps open once again as I await the encore. She brushes her bangs behind her ears and then retrieves her pick with the thumb and forefinger of her right hand. Sounds like a plan I can live with. Any requests? Whatever you feel like is good with me. The second show lasts for the next hour as Hannah mostly screws around with melodies she half remembers. She also tries her hand at some other original pieces that have been stashed away, and we probably would continue until late into the evening if it weren't for the summons addressed to us by Doris. Summons to join her at the dinner table down below. Doris's meal looks splendid upon first glance, and it has no trouble enticing us both to sit in attendance. Steaming hot dishes of sweet potatoes, corn, and barbecued ribs are in abundance as their wonderful scents fill my nostrils. Hannah and Doris sit on opposite sides of the table and treat one another with the same level of regard, as is their usual custom upon such gatherings. So I heard you two playing some music upstairs, accompanied by an awful lot of pausing and skipping. Is your record player broken, Hannah? Nope, my record player is just fine. Hannah is showing me some of the songs she has written. Oh, has she now? I thought you gave up on the guitar. No, I just haven't had the energy to play before now, is all. Well, I suppose that must be good then, if you feel up to it now, isn't it? I'd say so. Music has been known to help immensely in the healing process, at least in certain cases, and in nothing else, helps put everyone in a good mood, at least. That depends entirely on what you call music. Are you going to continue with it then? Maybe, I'm not entirely sure yet. Figured you might protest if we were to ask for a stage to be built out in the backyard. Ha! Like your father would clutter it up like that. Another pouring of the wine commences as Doris fills her glass half full. Well, whatever you decide to do, just don't keep me up at night, that is all I ask. So, no midnight rock sessions or battle of the bands, gotcha. Back and forth the banter carries on. Doris is unamused with her stepdaughter's persistent use of sarcastic humour. Thankfully, Doris's dishes are more than adequate for the task of providing some peace and quiet throughout the majority of our time spent together. And, as the feast comes to a satisfying close, we retreat to the backyard to enjoy the view of the star-speckled night. The fire crackles and pops before us, sending sparks spiralling into the cold air as they dance into oblivion, a perfect scene shared in the company of a beautiful soul. It is an ideal way to end the evening. We say nothing to one another, choosing instead to savour the silence as we stare up at a myriad of constellations. It doesn't get much better than this right here, does it? The world spins round and round, a constant reminder to cherish the time we're given and to never let go of those you care about. Hannah looks like a goddess as the shadows wave and stagger upon her flesh in the light of flickering flames, and as far as I'm concerned, she is. I only hope that I can make her see just how special she is to me. I want her to know that when she's around, my day's going a whole lot brighter. It's a fact I'm determined to never let her forget, no matter how dark the night may grow in the years to come. The faint rumble of thunder pulls me out of a restless sleep. I glance at the clock on the bedside, 2:47 a.m. The villa is silent, save for the occasional creak of the old wood and the distant roll of thunder. I wear my clothes and pad jets up quietly downstairs, drawn by a faint glow coming from the kitchen. Doris is sitting by the counter, a half-empty glass of red wine in hand, with the bottle within reach. The soft light from the under cabinet lamp casts her in a shadowy silhouette. Christine, up late, are we? The thunder woke me up. It's loud tonight. One of the perks of living outside the city, when storms come, they come in full force. Sometimes the power even goes out. Makes you appreciate the quiet, though I suppose it's not for everyone. She swirls her glass, staring into the crimson liquid as if it holds some profound secret. The storm outside crashes louder, lightning briefly illuminating the room. It was raining like this the day of the accident. Her voice softens, and for a moment she looks small, as if the weight of that memory has physically compressed her. Hannah hates thunderstorms now. She hides it well, but I know. My heart tightens as the thought of Hannah alone in her room trying to act brave while the storm rages outside. I think how she tries to mask her pain, her fears, everything. Hannah is always so strong, or at least she tries to be, but she shouldn't have to face everything alone, not tonight. I glance towards the hallway, considering whether I should go back and check on her. She's probably asleep. Her voice cuts through my thoughts, as if she's read my mind, and you should be too, in your own room. The emphasis on the last set of words is unmistakable. Her eyes sharp even after a glass or two of wine meet mine for a brief moment before she looks away. Good night, Christine. I hesitate for a moment, caught between my concern for Hannah and the unspoken boundary Doris has just laid down. Maybe she's right. Maybe Hannah is asleep and I'd only disturb her if I went in now. With a reluctant nod, I turn back toward the stairs, the sound of the storm still echoing through the villa as I make my way back to my room. But as I pass near Hannah's door, a faint sound stops me in my tracks. Dad. Her voice, strained and full of fear, cuts through the storm outside. Without thinking, I push the door open. Hannah is tangled in her blanket, her breathing uneven, her brow furrowed, as if fighting some invisible force. She stirs, and her eyes flutter open when she senses my presence. Hey, it's okay, it's just a bad dream. Chris? Her voice is groggy, barely above a whisper. She blinks, trying to orient herself. You didn't have to come in, I'm fine, go back to bed. And miss on this very comfortable chair right here? No way. I pull a nearby armchair closer to her bed and sink into it, giving her a reassuring smile. She sighs but doesn't argue, her eyes already beginning to close again. As her breathing steadies, she mumbles something soft and almost unintelligible. I love you. Did she just say that she loves me, or was she still dreaming? Was that meant to be an I love you, Dad? The question lingers in my mind, but I don't press it. Instead, I stay there watching her sleep. Her face, illuminated briefly by a flash of lightning, is serene now, the tension gone. Minutes pass, maybe longer, as I sit quietly listening to the rhythm of her breath and the distant rumble of thunder. She looks so peaceful now, as if the storm inside has calmed her too. As I sit there watching her sleep, a deep ache wells up in my chest. I realise just how much I care about her, how much I want to be the one to shield her from every storm, every nightmare, every shadow that might cross her path. She's been through so much, and yet she's still here, still fighting, even when she's at her most vulnerable. I want to be the person who gives her strength, who makes her feel safe. In this moment, I know without a doubt, I'll do whatever it takes to shield her from the darkness, no matter how small or overwhelming it may be. I was lost, Hannah, but you've given me something I never thought I'd find. A purpose, a reason to keep moving forward. Eventually I decide it's safe to leave. I stand, adjusting the blanket over her shoulders before stepping out of the room and silently as I entered. My girlfriend! Hannah's roots. Gonna save. Let's save this bit. Bloop. That's it, return. A couple of days has passed since I last saw Hannah, and I'm more than eager to be back in the presence of her company again. The drive and my hostile entry into the manor go along as usual, but this day soon takes a sudden shift as Hannah beckons me to wheel her towards the fire pit. So, are you free tonight? I hope so, since I'm planning on staying over. Excellent. Then how about we have some real fun tonight? Her suggestion immediately brings explicit thoughts of what the night might have in store for me. Only this time I make no attempt to stop the flood. What exactly do you have in mind? Hannah soon takes control of the wheels and spins herself round to face me. You remember our chat way back? The one about possibly taking a trip into the city? Yes. Well, as fun as it sounds to go shopping and grab 5 cups of coffee, I was thinking we should spice things up a little. What's the type of spice your stepmother would approve of? Give her a couple of glasses of wine, I don't see why not. You know she doesn't like me, right? That's why we need to work on the pitch together. How about you tell me what we're doing first? Alright, so hear me out. I decided to reach out to some of my friends that you used to hang out with. Some of them didn't answer. Others did the whole, hey, how are you? Yeah. Oh, look at the time, you know, the regular bullshit. Anyway, I managed to get in touch with some of my closest friends, and one of them is throwing a party tonight. And let me guess, you want to go? Hell yeah, I do. I want you to come with me. Okay, first off, Doris will never sign off on this. Not with that attitude. Secondly, she's made it very clear not to be anything more than your caretaker. And that's why you'll be my designated driver. I'm pretty sure that falls under the caretaker umbrella. Oh, I see. That doesn't work. Are you planning on driving yourself? Haha, very funny, but seriously, think about it. Doris knows the place I've been invited to, and she won't want to say anything since we're in a public place surrounded by people. I know. She did. Especially since it's your responsibility to make sure I'm okay. I think this might be stretching the limits of my job description. It's going to work, but I need you to back me on this. The idea of asking Mrs. Hayes for such an evening seems ludicrous. But seeing the excitement in Hannah's eyes washes away all my fears. It leaves me with only one thing left to say. Okay, count me in. The pitch goes about as well as one would expect, although Hannah is quite particular with her choice of words. I'm relaying the details of the day ahead of us. Doris glances in my direction throughout the exchange and can see that she wants to say no more than anything. But in the end, Hannah manoeuvres around every obstacle that her favourite stepmother throws at her and comes out in the end unscathed. Fine, you may go, but I want you back both here by midnight, not a minute later. Do I make myself clear? Crystal. The next few hours are a whirlwind of preparation. I carefully plan my makeup while helping her change to something stylish, yet true to her unique spirit. When it's my turn to get ready, I realise with a twinge of embarrassment that I didn't bring anything appropriate. Luckily, Hannah has a collection of outfits she no longer wears and generously offers to lend me something. After much deliberation, I settle on a dress that's a little outside my comfort zone, but undeniably beautiful. Standing in the front of the bathroom mirror, I take a deep breath, nerves fluttering in my chest. Is this too much? Steeling myself, I step into Hannah's bedroom, feeling both self-conscious and hopeful. Okay, here I am. Hannah looks up at me, her expression unreadable at first. Then her eyes widen, softening into something almost reverent. Her lips part slightly as if to say something, but no words come out. The silence makes my cheeks flush deep red. Maybe this is a mistake. Shut up, you're absolutely stunning. Really think so? Think so. You're gorgeous, like unfairly gorgeous. Her words send a wave of warmth through me. And though I want to squeal with happiness, I sometimes somehow manage to keep my composure. Well, I'm glad to know I'm doing justice to your wardrobe, Miss Hayes. And finally I get to see you in a skirt. Ah, so this was an elaborate plan to fulfill your hidden agenda, huh? Obviously. She grins playfully and starts to turn her wheelchair towards the door, but I step closer and gently place a hand on her arm. There's something she needs to hear. Hannah, yes. You look incredible too. I love your outfit. It suits you perfectly. For a moment she doesn't say anything. She just gives me a mischievous, knowing smile that sends my heart racing. Without a word she turns and leads the way to the elevator. Her presence commanding as always. Shortly after we wave goodbye to Doris and begin our trek into the city towards an evening we're determined to enjoy to the fullest. The villa in question is in fact quite lovely. It belongs in a price range I know I could never afford. We're welcomed inside and shortly afterwards back out where a giant pool lays before us. Holy shit. Yeah. Too bad it ain't wheelchair accessible. That's probably for the best. Is that a challenge I hear? Don't even think about it. We'd sink to the bottom before we had a chance to do the seatbelt. Hey, we just got here. Don't go ruining the fun already. Hannah quickly laughs at her own jest as I wheel her around in the pool in our huge arc to make my point. The manoeuvre makes us both laugh as we search for an ideal spot to lay claim to. The party continues on all around, with the occasional person stepping out of the crowd to say hello to us. These small intermissions of polite conversation never last long. People saying hello quickly come up with excuses to enter back into the fold of the growing number of participants. Each time it happens, all I want to do is make sure Hannah is alright. How are you doing? Hannah takes a sip of her drink. Spectacular. Are you having fun? Are you kidding me? I'm having a blast. I have some reservations about the music choice, but well, not everyone can have bad taste like you. I wouldn't can stick my tongue out at her, clearly teasing her. Haha, if I were in charge of music, it wouldn't be all this pop dance stuff. Figured as much. It'd probably be hard rock, maybe some metal. Hey, no, I know it's a social event, but some alternative or grunge music could really set the mood. You know what would really rock? Give me fun. If you sang a live concert here at night with the pool and low lights, it would be amazing. First, now I've apologised for the pun. Humour is what keeps us alive. Trust me, I'm an expert on survival. I stare at her for a moment before grabbing her hand and giving it a gentle squeeze, a silent acknowledgement to her strength. Second, Chris, you have excellent taste. I hereby appoint you as my manager. Such an honour. One day I'll be fine with saying you'll quickly judge to manage my career full time.
Sounds good.
Woo! Oh my god. She's clearly joking when a flicker of hope sparks in my chest. Is it her hope or mine? I thought of her healing, becoming famous and spending our lives together. It's a dream I can't help but hold on to. So I'm just gonna... Whoop. Then Hannah, as if remembering my original question, shift the topic. Anyway, why did you ask me if I was having fun? It just seems like... It reminds me of the parties I used to go to. Everyone else involved with me on the outside. Now, you see, back in high school and even college, we're all told or convinced one way or another that the best place to be is in the middle of everything. I disagree. I think it's better to be on the outside looking in. I mean, take a look what you see. Curious as to where she's going with this, I do as she requests and gaze over the multitude of people gathered before us. I see, I don't know. People enjoying themselves? That's because you're not looking close enough. Want to know what I see? Yes, I would. Okay, well, right here. See two women with the pink drinks. One's wearing the shortest dresses imaginable. I nod after finally spotting them. Those two pretend to get along, but they secretly despise one another. How do you know? I don't. I turn my attention to Tana, who in turn smiles back at me. I made it up, so you start imagining where they all came from, what their plans are, who's trying to hook up with who, and finally where they'll likely end up. Do that and you have a recipe for an amazing night. I laugh at the spontaneity of her imagination and later humour. She indulges me with her made-up insights into people she's never met while informing me of the few she once knew. It's such a simple concept, but it's one that easily keeps both of us entertained for hours on end. At least that is, until I find myself see a familiar face emerge from the crowd. You've got to be shitting me. What, Chris? What's wrong? Eric, having already spotted me as mainly as approach, quickly closed the window of time and had to explain the situation between us. Hannah, that's my ex. Who here? I nod, unable to look away as Eric draws closer and closer. Wow, isn't this a surprise? Very simple. Eric, let me guess. You heard I was attending and thought you could maybe get me back. No, that's not. Wow, aren't you a prick? Maybe, but I hold it when it counts. Eric winks at Hannah, somehow thinking himself clever, but I can see Hannah gearing Sarah up with a new one within a few seconds of meeting him. I've heard the details of your capabilities, and I have to say I'm not impressed. Is that so? Did she tell the reason why it was so exciting to be in bed with her? Did it ever cross your mind that you're the problem? If you can't keep a woman satisfied, of course she's going to check out when it comes to sex. And I know the issue is on your end because you're the one here talking to your ex and a woman in a wheelchair. If you're half the man you think you are, you'd be too busy to approach us. All of this reeks of desperation. I mean, you must be dying for a handjob these days if you're already resorting to this. I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? I'm her girlfriend. The answer shocks me, both me and Eric alike. Thankfully, we're too busy staring at Hannah in disbelief to notice my reaction. I swear I've never loved anyone as much as I do her in this very moment. Inspired by her words, I reach out and grab her hand, letting the image burn itself into Eric's memories. It's true, Eric. Eric, once in his life, has nothing to say. Instead, he turns around and walks away. Once he disappears back into the crowd, both Hannah and I burst out laughing. What made you do that? Because you're my friend, besides he's a real fucking arsehole. Again, we laugh hysterically to the point where we can't laugh anymore. Having had our fill of entertainment, we soon leave the prestigious villa and begin our journey back home. Along the way, I recall a spot on the opposite shore of the river that offers an amazing view of the city. I figure there's enough time to show it to Hannah before night is done. It's a surprise she enjoys them immensely, especially when she sees the city lights reflecting on the water. This is amazing. I used to come here all the time. I can see why. Hannah? Yes? Thank you. Anytime. And here we are, two human beings who feel right for one another. Nothing more said, nor does anything happen afterwards. Ooh! All that takes place is a simple kiss between the two of us. A kiss I will never forget. God, yes. A kiss that feels as if the heavens have synchronized perfectly in their alignment. I'm no longer howling in the confines of my mortal shell. I'm soaring high above among the stars. Is this it? Is this what love is supposed to feel like? Such a sensation makes it clear to me how the poets write their sonnets and the painters lay a perfect stroke of the brush upon a clean canvas. And judging by the way Hannah responds to my touch, she is also experiencing something quite similar to this transcendental journey my soul has embarked upon. Our spirits dance and twirl like playful foxes, remaining as close as we can to one another in our unchoreographed duo. In short, the kiss is everything I ever wanted in life, captured in the span of a few seconds. And when our lips finally part, the high we share is reflected in her eyes, like diamonds glowing under the light of the moon. There's nothing other than my heart governing my actions, and for once I am truly happy. Ooh, Chris, yes, I love you. I love you. I always will. The words are so simple to say, and they're even easier to receive. Afterwards, she rests her head on my shoulder. I don't want to go home. Not so soon, anyway. We can stay a little longer, yeah, a little longer sounds good. The city shines brightly in the distance, a show that costs absolutely nothing to enjoy. Spending an evening with you is worth 100 encounters with the likes of Eric and Marlon. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for everything. What are you thinking about? The future? I'm thinking about the future and how for once it no longer frightens me. We'll remain like that for some time before I have to convince Hannah it's time to leave. An effort she teasingly and on purpose makes difficult to execute. As we drive away from the spot, I can't help but look in the rearview mirror and gaze once more at the heavenly star resting in the back seat. Montreal! The following morning, I wake up to the sound of a gentle knock upon my door. I'm still partially navigating the fading fog of joy and wonder left from my dreams as I stir away from my sleep and gaze at the alarm clock resting on my nightstand. 7:48 a.m. Not my usual wake-up time, but I'd hardly call it extreme. Just a minute. I toss aside the blankets and check my reflection in the mirror, brushing out the knots and tangles of my hair the best I can before I answer the door. To be honest, I expected my Miss Hayes waiting on the other side, ready to scold me again for the late hour of our return, but instead I'm greeted by another more friendly face. Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Morning. A silence falls upon us, only it isn't out of embarrassment or guilt. It's a pure and unfiltered joy that leaves us speechless. However, another surprise awaits us as we descend to the ground floor. Mrs. Hayes is in a good mood. Morning, you two. Nice to see you're both up at a decent time. Come, I made breakfast for everyone. A gleeful smile leaves us both wondering how much she had to drink this morning while preparing the lovely meal before us. But Doris soon turns around and disappears into the kitchen before either of us, especially Hannah, can dare to ask. You saw that, right? Yup. Should we be concerned? Honestly, I don't know. Despite our initial encounter, the rest of our breakfast goes along without so much as a single question concerning how the events of yesterday went. A course of events Hannah and I are perfectly fine with. In fact, after silently dropping our guard regarding Doris's strange behaviour, Hannah and I soon begin a constant yet covert form of flirting. Innocent gestures of our affection are passed back and forth whenever a stepmother steps away from the table or glances over her shoulder to gaze upon the freshly illuminated backyard. Our hands meet underneath the table and gently caress and trace their way in an ever-winding trail of loops and arrows. Other times, they simply come to rest on each other's docile legs. No matter the method of our secret exchange, every touch is invigorating, and within seconds, sorely missed upon their retreat from nearby wondering eyes. So what do you have planned today? Outside of physio, I don't know. Is there anything you'd like to do, Hannah? After all last night, all I want to do is sit in the back garden with a cup of coffee. Well, I think you should relax a little upstairs before going for a stroll. Why? Oh, no particular reason. Doris, aren't you telling me? No, my lips are sealed. All I would say is it's something you don't want to miss. Stepping away from the kitchen, we soon oblige her stepmother's strange request and return to the confines of Hannah's room. It isn't until about half an hour later we hear from Mrs. Hayes again as she knocks on the door. Only once she is granted permission to enter does she finally reveal the next phrase of the surprise. Okay, Hannah, I need you to start up your laptop. Okay, come on, hurry up. Just hold on, Doris, not all of us can run like the wind anymore. The joke makes Doris instantly grow quiet as she eagerly watches Hannah retrieve her laptop from the bed. Within a few minutes she types in her password, at which point Miss Hayes can barely contain herself. Alright, perfect, now give me one moment. Doris begins typing away on her phone, making sure no one else can catch a glimpse of her screen. Okay, any moment now. Waiting for awkward anticipation, Hannah turns her quizzical gaze in my direction, asking what the fuck is going on, without saying a word. But before I can say anything, Hannah's laptop begins chiming with the buzz of an incoming video call. Hannah's countenance of surprise soon turns to excitement as she catches sight of who the call is from, her father. Clicking on the link without hesitation, Hannah adjusts the angle of the laptop's camera while scooting close to the edge of the bedding. Soon enough, the visage of her father comes into view for all to see. Hello, can you hear me? We can hear you, Mario. Hey, Dad. Hey, honey, how are you feeling today? A little tired, but overall pretty good. That's good to hear. Now, before I forget, I'd like to finally meet this Christine I've been hearing so much about. Suddenly the limelight is thrust upon myself, leaving me in the awkward position of stepping forward and speak my lines. Hello, Mr. Hayes. Hello. So how's Hannah been doing with her physio lately? Oh, great. She's doing better with the exercise every day. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Oh, I have something in the oven I need to tend to quickly. I'll give you guys some privacy while I go take care of that. Have fun, you two. Thanks, dear. Rushing out of the room, Mrs. Hayes quickly shuts the door before resuming her hasty retreat to a lower level of manner. Okay, now that your favourite person is out of the room, Dad, it's okay, honey. I know she can be a bit much at times, but she does care about you. I know, Dad. Now, I heard you two took a trip into the city yesterday. We did. Did you have fun, sweetie? We did, Dad. We had a lot of fun. My mind just back to last night, the moment when Hannah stood up so confidently in front of my ex, her words cutting through the tension like a blade. When she declared we were together without hesitation or doubt. When we sat together on the beach overlooking the city bathed in shimmering lights, a peaceful silence wrapping around us. And when I kissed her, it wasn't just a kiss, it felt like a door opening to something new, something perfect, a perfect night etched into my memory. Excellent. Now, is there actually something... There is actually something I want to surprise you with. Are you ready? I'm already sitting, if that's what you're asking. Ha, funny. I suppose you've gotten used to my daughter's dark brand of humour, Miss Adams. That I most certainly have. To this remark, Hannah can't help but smile and chuckle to herself. I want to thank you, Miss Adams, for everything you've done for my daughter. From what she tells me, it sounds like you two get along amazingly well. I like to think so. Alright, you're kidding me here. What's the surprise you've been wanting to tell me about? Alright, so looking back on how things have been going, I've decided it's time for change, one that will be good for everyone. What do you mean? I mean, no more leaving the house for months on end. I mean, spending more time at home with my family, with you, sweetie, Dad. So I talked to my employer yesterday and I've arranged a new contract with them. How do you feel about sharing breakfast and late afternoon strolls with the old man again? Are you serious? I am, sweetie. The joy written on Hannah's face is typed in bold lettering, making it clearly impossible to miss how much this truly means to her. Suddenly, this precious moment is interrupted by the sound of my phone ringing. I check the caller ID and realise I have no choice but to excuse myself. I'm sorry about this. You two keep chatting. I'll be back soon. After I vacate myself from the room, I ventured away from the door and accept the call. Hello? Chris, I just wanted to check up on you and see how things are going. Great, Hannah's getting stronger every day. That's good, I'm glad to hear it. Now, has her depression gotten any worse? Your inquiry is one I had not anticipated and makes me wary of where this conversation might be heading. It hasn't been an issue, at least for what I'm seeing. Why do you ask? I just wanted to make sure everything was alright and that. Just keep an eye on her, Chris. I will. Well, sorry if I interrupted anything, and if you need anything, don't be afraid to call. Alright, take care now. You as well. And just like that, the call is finished. Still, an ominous warning does not sit well with me whatsoever. Shortly after, I stepped back into Hannah's room, only to find she's not as I left her. In my absence, her video call has come to a close. Hannah remains seated in a chair crying. Hannah, what's wrong? I rushed to her side and tried to comfort her as best I can. I'm sorry. What happened? I thought you'd be happy to spend more time with your father. I am, but we're moving. The two simple words are enough to make it clear what is about to happen, not just for Hannah, but for both of us. I do what I can not to add to her distress as I calmly grab hold of her hand. Just breathe with me, Hannah, that's it. Hannah soon locks her eyes with me and begins to reflect my calm and soothing tempo. Once she relaxes a little, I continue with our difficult conversation. Where? Montreal. We're leaving in 3, maybe 4 months. That's where his new job is. The news hits me like a ton of bricks, and for some time neither of us could think of anything to say. And so we simply hold one another, letting our embrace hold back the dam of tears waiting to break free at any moment. Only when I feel she's ready to hear my thoughts do I gaze into her eyes once more. Tell Hannah she's an adult. Hannah, I know you love your father, but you're also an adult. That means you can make your own decisions. What choice do I have in this situation? You don't have to move if you do. Yes, I do. I may be an adult, but I'm the one who can't get a job, never mind affording my own place. My father, without him, I couldn't afford any of this, and we both know it.
What?
Oh no. She is right. What else could I offer as argument? In the end, I raised my palm to her cheek, not wanting the touch to never end. You still have me, always. Hannah says nothing. Instead, she rests her forehead against mine. I think both of us know that, nice as it sounds, it's a future that's not foreseeable. The following days aren't so great, and as if Donna has the gift of prescience, Hannah soon succumbs to long bouts of depression. The fun we had, on a daily basis, is thrown into the grinding stone, shorn away to nothing more than a distant memory. And had I known that the kiss we shared on that fateful day would be our last, I would have made sure to treasure every single moment of it more. Hannah refuses to let herself become intimate with me again, perhaps hoping it will make our final goodbye easier when it arrives. At first I don't want to snap out of the dark recesses of mind, let her know that it doesn't have to end like this. But in the end I come to respect her wishes, knowing that she's only doing what she believes needs to happen. It's a fact I have to contend with every day in her presence. Gilda, Hannah's route. The weeks drag on like a plough, trying to circumvent the boulder hidden beneath the soil, slow and extremely agonising. Never has my heart felt so broken, so misplaced among the roots and weeds as I carry on with silent demeanour. Mrs. Hayes, I believe, doesn't know the full details of what happened after the video call. Regardless, I have no doubt that she's even noticed Hannah's behaviour lately. Nevertheless, Doris continues on with her day, now kept busy making phone calls and arranging the details for the upcoming move. All I can do is try and comfort Hannah, a task that grows more difficult with each encounter. That's not to say they aren't small fragments of joy and smiles for me to witness, just they're becoming rarer to stumble upon. There must be something I can do for her, something that will help her break free from the shadow hanging over her shoulders, something that will make the future less terrifying to bear. I ponder over the dilemma, and soon an idea comes to mind, one that I hope will bring back the Hannah I know and love. I speak with her father first before committing to the plan, to make sure I have his approval for my spontaneous idea. Thankfully, he sees that I care for his daughter and has no problem with me proceeding. However, Mrs. Hayes' feelings about the matter become clear as I leave her alone to speak with her husband on the phone about my recent proposal. Within a few days of forming my plan, I approach the manor with the gift in hand. Mrs. Hayes lets me in with a sideways glance at the new prospect entering her home, clearly not entirely on board with the idea yet. Nevertheless, she says nothing as I ascend the stairs and knock on Hannah's door. It's open. I open the door and step inside, finding Hannah lying in bed with her back to me. How are you feeling? Great. Even now, she doesn't let her sarcasm fall aside. Well, maybe this might make it better. I step closer as Hannah forces herself to roll over atop the bedsheets. As she does, I place the plastic cage in front of her. Hannah's face instantly adopts a curious look as she raises her eyes to meet mine. What is this? This is Gilda. After I answer her question, I open the front panel and let the white and orange cat prowl free from the cage. Gilda? Really? I remember you liking that movie quite a bit, actually. Yeah, alright, it wasn't bad. But why is there a cat named Gilda on my bed? It's my gift to you. I don't understand. Gilda, the orange Norwegian cat, takes her time exploring. Her tail gently brushes along Hannah's shoulder. With Hannah's attention partially divided, I sit on the edge of the bed across from her. Just give her a chance. I think she'd be good for you. Fine, I'll give Gilda a shot. You happy? As long as you're happy, then I'm happy. Woo! Over the course of the following week, I watch as Hannah and Gilda go everywhere together. At first, Hannah isn't thrilled with the arrangement, but Gilda seems to understand why she's here. She never leaves Hannah's side. Day in and day out, Gilda stays close to Hannah, and soon enough I notice a bond forming between them. Eventually it's clear as day that Hannah cares for Gilda's well-being, since she always waits for the Norwegian cat to catch up with her before leaving her bedroom. And even though I wish I wish that I alone could make her smile like that, I'm relieved to see the cloud of depression begin to lift. Then one day Hannah turns to me with a question in her mind. Chris, yeah? Why did you get me a cat in the first place? I turn my gaze toward the Hannah, uncertain as to how I should answer. I figure that when you leave, you'll at least have Gilda by your side, and that in some ways I'll always be there for you. I'm not sure what to expect when to speak my mind, but I'm definitely not ready for the tears that soon follow.
What?
No. Hannah, are you okay? Why did you have to remind me? Hannah, I'm sorry. Just leave me be. And so, feeling defeated, I rise from the bed and leave the room. I never touched this topic again over the course of the following days. It's better this way, better for both of us. At least that's what I tell myself time and again as the day of their departure draws nearer. The thought never succeeds in easing the ache and sorrow in my heart, and no matter what I do, the pain won't go away. What am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? Just let it go, Chris. Let it go. No, I won't. I'm tired of walking away, tired of feeling powerless. I'm just tired of being alone. I'm caught at crossroads, torn between two paths. I could stay, trust that my feelings for Hannah will fade, and hope that someone else will come along someday, but what if I left too? The thought unsettles me. I can't predict what will happen, but what if it worked? Long before long, I find myself standing up from my seat in the kitchen, heading to the backyard. Hannah is sitting by the fire pit, watching Gilda explore the underbrush at the back of the manor. She looks up to me as I approach. Everything alright? Yes, things are clear now. Hannah, there's something I want to say. Okay, then say it. I take a seat on the weathered bench beside her. Hannah, I've been thinking about this for some time now, and I don't want this to end. I don't want us to end. Chris, just hear me out. What if I move to Montreal? But what about your home, your career? I'd find a new place closer to you. This is my career. Donna will understand. She might even write me a decent reference letter. The point is, I don't want to say goodbye. I want to be able to say good morning to you as often as I can. Chris, I love you. And I love you. We hear a purr as we both look down, and Gilda is brushing against my legs, her long and fluffy tail swishing gently around them. What do you think, Gilda? Christine has pretty legs, doesn't she? Hannah. What? My cat has excellent taste. Stop talking about my legs. You're making me blush. It's your fault. That dress you wore at the party, forever seared in my memory. I don't think I'll ever forget. Well, we'll go to more parties in Montreal. Don't worry, I'll have plenty of new memories to replace that one. A honk breaks the moment, followed by the sound of passing cars. This used to be such a quiet place, but since they moved the main road last week, there's been way more traffic. I won't miss that part of living here. Gilda suddenly walks towards the fence, her little body tense as she stares at something on the other side. It's getting dark. We should go inside. Wait, I want to talk more about what you just said. Alright, we can stay out a little longer. As we chat, I watch Gilda dart across the grass, her movements quick and curious as she heads towards the front of the villa. Distracted, I turn my attention back to Hannah, who looks as if she's got something important to say. I still can't believe it. One moment I was sad, and now I'm so happy. I know, right? I'm excited too. A new beginning and a new place. I just hope job and apartment hunting won't be too much of a hassle. Are you kidding? You can come living with me. What? Chris, in case you missed a tiny detail, my father isn't exactly poor. I'm sure he already has a nice villa ready for us with plenty of rooms. That doesn't feel right. What? You don't have the idea of being pampered by me. I'm going to be your sugar mummy. Ooh, stop it. Jokes aside, don't worry. That won't be a problem. You can stay with us while you figure out a new place for yourself in Montreal. And so I move closer and kiss her again. It's a bit risky doing it here with the possibility of Doris arriving at any moment, but I just can't help myself. But as fast as unexpected as the moment is, what comes next is something neither of us could have predicted. Our lips part as we hear a scream from the front of the manor. Go, I'll catch up. I leave Hannah's side and run around the manor to the front yard where I find Mrs. Hayes' car parked in the driveway. The woman herself looks shaken as she stands near the back of the vehicle. Oh my God, Christine, it was an accident. You have to believe me. Mrs. Hayes, just stay calm. I believe you, okay? I believe you. Oh God, what am I going to tell Hannah? Hannah appears around the corner just then. What's going on? Hannah, you don't want to see this. See what? What happened? But before we can stop it, Hannah sees what happens. Gilda! Gilda! Hannah, you have to believe me. It was an accident. My arse it was. You wanted her gone since day one. That's not true. Hey, she's still breathing. My discovery ends the argument, and soon we're all packed into Doris's vehicle, speeding to the nearest veterinary hospital. The visit goes as expected. Gilda is resuscitated, and we're given two options: pay for surgery which will leave her paralysed and in constant pain, or euthanise her. The choice is unfortunately clear.
What?
The ride back is filled with silence and tears. By the time we return, none of us know what to do. Hannah remains in her room, unwilling to see anyone. Doris and I share a couple of glasses of wine. It's the first time we have ever shared a quiet moment together. Gilda remains rest in a simple box on a nearby chair. What am I going to do now? Give her some time. I'll talk to her later and see what I can do. Miss Adams, Christine, I know we haven't always gotten along, but thank you for everything. Thank you. You're doing your best that you can. Doesn't make it any easier. No, I imagine not. Once our glasses are emptied, I go upstairs and knock on Hannah's door. Go away. Hannah, I'm sorry, I know this won't make it easier, but we're thinking of holding a funeral out back. I think it would be good for everyone if you came along. After a pause, I hear her climb into a chair and approach the door. She opens it, her face still tear-stained. I want to go grab some flowers for Gilda. I nod, and we pick a handful of violets from the garden, one of Hannah's favourites, before heading to the shallow grave I dug. Mrs. Hayes joins us, guilt still evident on her face. The box rests in the grave, and we take turns saying goodbye. Hannah goes last, struggling to hold back tears. She isn't successful. After we place the flowers, I begin to fill the grave with soil. The dirt collects atop the box, and then it's wreathed in the violet's vibrant purple. We're about to leave when Hannah speaks up. I'd like to be alone, of course. And so Doris and I leave, giving her the space she needs. What she said to Gilda I'll never know, but I can't help but wonder if the loss will bring back that dark cloud over her back once again. That day of October. Gilda's death looms heavily over us, but none feel its weight more than Hannah. She withdraws more and more, and she's practically silent recluse. Even Mrs. Hayes begins to worry as Hannah repeatedly declines her breakfast invitations. All she seems to want is solitude. Bearing witness to her retreat, a tremendous guilt settles over me, the feeling that I brought this sorrow into my life. Maybe I should have walked away while I had the chance. Maybe in pursuing my own desires I've only disrupted life, and maybe I sit alone in a spare room, a tired hermit seeking reassurance and I'm on the right path. How did everything get so complicated? My isolation brings no clarity, no answers, only a dull ache of doubt, with no other choice left. I rise from the bed, leave the room and approach Hannah's door. It's late, and I don't know if she's awake or asleep. I thought I might disturb her. Doesn't cross my mind until I've already committed. Shit, maybe, no, just go through with it. See if I can reach her. Go away. My voices are half drowsy, a sign that I've broken her. Damn it. Hannah, it's me, may I come in? Why can't everyone just leave me alone? Hannah, I just want to talk, please. Fine, it's open, just come in. Annoyance is clear, but I turn the handle and step into the dimly lit room. She sits with her back to me, gazing out of the window, no doubt watching my reflection in the glass, a shadowed silhouette against the hallway night. I quietly close the door, letting darkness fill the room again. I approach her bed softly, careful not to ruin what little chance I have. Hannah, we were worried about you. Good for you, I'm fine, you're fine, now you can leave. Hannah, please don't shut me out, I don't want to help. You can't help me, not now. I just want to be alone. Why can't you understand that? Because I don't want to lose you, because I love you. You shouldn't, but I do. I move around the edge of the bed and take a seat beside her. She keeps her gaze on the window. Her eyes are distant, as if trapped, unable to find a way out. Gently I reach for her hand, placing hers over mine over hers. And I'm not going anywhere. Hannah's composure breaks and she begins to cry. I draw closer, holding her as tightly as I can. Her grip on my hand tightens, and I do everything I can to provide comfort. I'm sorry. No, you have nothing to be sorry for. You didn't do anything wrong. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know what to do. It's okay, we'll figure it out together. I don't want to ruin your life. That's impossible. I wouldn't change a single thing between us. I want you in my life. I gently caress her cheek, and our eyes meet. In that moment, both of us, vulnerable and afraid, lean in and share a kiss. Passion courses between us, and as our lips part, I hold her gaze, feeling the depth of her trust. Hannah, I want to be with you, to love you both within. I place a hand over my heart, and without. My hand moves from my chest to hers, resting over her heart. Heart to heart and flesh to flesh. My words hang in the air, and for once I see Hannah completely speechless. I love you, Hannah. I don't want to rush into anything. It's not that. What is it then? Let's it's been a long time since, well, you know. Oh, I paused, trying to read the expression, wondering where she's going with this. Since the accident? Yeah, I mean, I usually Jill and Jane, but she trails off, and for a moment while I complete stalls. Did I mishear her? No, she's serious and she's not dead. They're my vibrators. That realisation hits me like a freight train. I can't help it. I burst into laughter, the sound escaping before I can think to stop it. Ha, ha. For a moment I thought, what, you haven't named your vibrators? I don't have any. Sometimes I forget that you're secretly an old lady in the body of a young woman. Her quick wit disarms me as usual, and I can't stop laughing at her joke or at my own frustrated reaction. She always knows how to turn any moment into something light-hearted and funny.
Sounds good.
Woo! So what? I've never been with a woman, that won't be a problem. Oh, true, so I will be your first time. Her tone softens, a hint of wonder in her voice as she looks at me. Yeah, and I can't think of a better person for that. I love you, Hannah. Upon hearing me say this, she immediately embraces me once more. What I lack in words to say, I make up for with physical and emotional connection. Seconds turn into minutes. As time passes, all we do is hold each other, neither of us wanting to let go. However, I embrace transitions, and before long my breath grows heavy and our lips interlock. Passion, pure passion, is the best term I can describe to the intimate thingy situation. This time, though, it's Hannah who finally withdraws from the kiss. Chris, yes. What you said earlier, did you... The next few seconds encompass a frantic search for every article of clothing tossed atop both the bed and the floor. I throw Hannah her shirt while I quickly button my own. By far, it's Hannah's pants that give us the most trouble, and they're soon abandoned as I tuck them beneath the sheets along with Hannah's exposed legs. Just then a knock comes at the door. Hannah, what's going on? Why is the door locked? Hannah looks at me and whispers, quick, toss me the scissors. There isn't time to make sense of her request, so I oblige. I scramble and fetch the scissors from off my nightstand and hand them over. What happens next takes me completely by surprise. Hannah cuts the top of her right hand. Hannah, what's going on? Miss Adams, open this door at once. Hannah gestures for me to do what her stepmother's asked for. She grabs a handful of tissues to wrap around the fresh cut. I run to the door and quickly turn the lock. Within seconds, Mrs. Hayes burst into the room, delivering a peculiar scene before her. Hannah, you're hurt. Mrs. Hayes rushes past me and instantly grabs hold of Hannah's hand. It was an accident. I went to grab the scissors and slipped. Thankfully, Chris was here and helped me back up into bed. Doris turns her gaze to me as I approach cautiously. Is this true? Yes. She fell and accidentally cut herself. Hannah nods in approval as she quickly takes control of the situation. Where's the first aid kit? It's downstairs. All right, keep pressure on this and I'll be right back. Mrs. Hayes moves with utmost haste, soon vanishing out of sight once again. Only once I hear her descending the stairs do I return my attention back to Hannah. I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll see you next time for more Christian's Care. Bye for now. Have a good one, whatever you're doing. Bye for now.